The cycles are horrible. So for a very long time, I battled with like strong periods, hard periods, and like in our community, Haitian
Mm,
culture, it's just a bad period, it's just a bad period, right?
yeah.
But my period used to spark my blood pressure to like 190 over 90 something. So for 4 years, we didn't understand what was going on. And it's not until 2016, I really, after your preventative measures and you do like your procedures, you get diagnosed with what it's called endometriosis. But it's not only endometriosis, that there's adenomyosis, there's PCOS. We also have women who suffer from fibroids, and there are different stages of endometriosis. So,
Wow. Hi, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of Eye to Eye. Thank you guys for joining in. If you are joining in for the first time, don't forget to click on that button to subscribe so that you can always know when we drop an episode. Today, I have a very special guest that I will introduce shortly, but we don't have Miss Jess here with us. She's stuck in traffic. Woo woo. Hopefully, she'll make it home safe and she'll be with us next time. So, without further ado, guys, thank you again for always liking, commenting, and sharing our podcast. Please continue to do so. We love you for that. We love you. We love you. Lots of love. But okay, moving on to today's topic. Okay, sorry. Right before today's topic, y'all, there is an event coming up in May 26th, Haitian Mother's Day. So if you are in the Irvington area, Irvington, New Jersey, I can't speak today. Irvington, New Jersey, definitely go out to Irvington High School and check it out. They are selling tickets. You could go to familycare.org to get more information and get your tickets. So tell a friend to come through and support the community. We are trying to have events that's going to keep you guys engaged and know that we are doing things around in the community. So if you're Haitian, represent, okay? All right. And what's the other thing? Oh, it's a major election year, y'all. We're about to get right into it. But okay. How you doing today, Miss Cassie?
I'm doing well. How about you?
I am great, y'all. Listen, we have a dynamite young lady here with us, Miss Cassie Bien-Aime. Okay. This girl is determined, resilient, bold, and definitely gutsy. Okay. So y'all about to find out. So I think she is probably Harriet Tubman's long lost cousin. Okay.
I agree. I agree.
Listen, okay, so she was born and raised in South Orange, New Jersey, and she's always been a fearless and confident individual. Her passion for dance began at a young age, and that led her to excel academically while showcasing her talents in various dance forms. We're about to find out about that. In 2016, she was diagnosed with endometriosis, but she refused to let it hinder her love for dancing. She is the founder of Dancing Off the Endo Inc. How dope is that? All right, it's a nonprofit to raise awareness, advocating for women's health. And with her unwavering commitment, she continues to inspire and uplift others through her love for dance and advocacy for women's health. She is also the health chair for the Oranges, Maplewood, NAACP, and chair of events for the Bloomfield College Alumni Association. I'm butchering this thing here for her. But she actively participates in National Health and Wellness Network and organizes community events in New Jersey. Usually Jess does all the bioing, y'all. So and she is not with us today. So I am a horrible Jess. She is also the co-founder of For You by You Inc. What is For You by You Inc?
So typically, what I just try to narrow it down and tell people, For You by You Inc. is geared towards building healthier homes. So you have some older homes that may have experienced some lead or, cracks or, banisters and, ceilings, whatever it is that can help create a healthier environment to diffuse like your asthma. Those things, your breathing, your respiratory, your headaches, lessen the lead inside of the blood. So that is a nonprofit geared towards not impoverished communities, communities that need assistance in building and adapting sustainable and healthier homes.
Oh my gosh, how dope is that, yo? Like, it's like she's thinking of everything. I would not even think like, hey, are these, like, I don't know, like it's certain things that just don't cross my mind. Like to think of, creating an organization just to focus on that. It's amazing. Girl, it's amazing. Well, we welcome you to the show. Thank you so much for joining us. I could not wait to speak with you live. So tell us a little bit more, like clean up what I just messed up, okay? So
you did a great job. You did a great job. You didn't mess up anything. When you talk about somebody else and then it's you're trying to do it for the first time, one, you're trying to make the person feel comfortable, and then two, you're trying to make the person sound what they are. But sometimes it doesn't even give that overall picture. It doesn't give credit for what the person actually does. So I feel like you did an amazing job regardless.
Well, thank you. I will take that. I will take that. So just moving right on, tell us about this whole endo, dancing off the endo, because girl talk right now. Them cycles. Woo.
Yes, the cycles are horrible. So for a very long time, I battled with like strong periods, hard periods, and like in our community, Haitian culture, it's just a bad period, it's just a bad period, right?
Yeah.
But my period used to spark my blood pressure to like 190 over 90 something. So for 4 years, we didn't understand what was going on. And it's not until 2016, I really, after your preventative measures and you do like your procedures, you get diagnosed with what it's called endometriosis. But it's not only endometriosis, that there's adenomyosis, there's PCOS. We also have women who suffer from fibroids, and there are different stages of endometriosis. So
wow. So you are just like all around a blessing. So because of that, you just decided to dance. Because let me tell you, when my friend comes around, that's the last thing, okay? that we want to do. Tell us how you make do, because I'm pretty sure there's a lot of women that probably will agree with me, like we don't want to do nothing. So how do you do yourself?
I don't make do. I'm gonna be honest with that. My transparency, that time of the month, sometimes it makes me feel real stressed out because it's really hormonal. For a while, I think I spent a whole summer before my diagnosis. I was bleeding for 21 days, rather, I'm sorry, 21 days. So I was like drained, and it kind of gets to your head. Whenever you're going through your cycle, you kind of feel different changes as a woman.
Oh yeah.
So because I love dancing and I was dancing at a very early age, I decided to use that as a catalyst. Like that's my passion. And when you dance, everybody comes together. But I wanted to break the silence that way and have other women feel comfortable at the same time to utilize that source and making an outlet so that people can be aware of what's going on with your health, with your reproductive system, and advocate for that.
I love it. There is no better way to like bring awareness than having a dance party. Okay. I actually do Zumba. So it's like, what type of dance do you actually do?
So growing up, I did ballet, tap, jazz, African lyrical point, hip hop, right? But I focused on cultural dancing. So I focused on your African dancing, your movements, because some of your African movements or your Haitian movements, it's all derivatives. They move your waistline. And what happens is that you need to open up your pelvic to do pelvic exercises to release what's going on downstairs for your organs. So those movements, such as hula hooping, it helps with your intestines. Wow. Any whining, it helps with the reproductive system. Any pelvis push or thrust, it helps with the muscles. So I try to do any type of cultural dances, any salsa, anything that deals with culture.
Wow, I love it. And I'm going to agree with the whole pelvic movement, because when you're in that pain, that's all you want to do. Like, oh my God, like you just coil into, you curl up like a baby. That's amazing. That's amazing. I would definitely love to see your piece. Do you have like a troupe or something, or you just bring different types of people in together and y'all just dance?
I bring different people together because it's not like you're showcasing for Broadway. So I don't want to have a troupe like you're introducing it, to anything. I don't want anybody to feel less than as you're dancing. Just because I've had the years of experience, you may not be able to move like me, but the movement will be in your advocacy and learning about your health a little bit more. So that's more of the movement that I would want to pursue.
Oh, this is so great. I love it. Well, congratulations, Missy. And I am happy that you are like supporting women, because listen, I wish we've had this kind of support system from way back when. perhaps, just perhaps, we might have been clear of some things, right? Because it's now we're just discovering certain things that will help us out, certain remedies, even though as Haitians, you know, just it. Just say, oh, you know,
all the time.
That's your doctor, you know? Like, I feel like if we were more open and actually spoke about certain things and let people know that we are in pain, we're going through, we're suffering, just maybe some of the pain might have been alleviated a long time ago. But it's okay. We're still making progress, and we'll take that.
Right.
We'll take that. And speaking of progress, this year, 2024, is like the ultimate election year. Okay. It's like, I think like 64 countries, if I'm not mistaken, all around the world will be doing this whole voting. And
this whole thing.
This whole
thing.
The world's about to change. Right. Yeah. The world's about to change. So I wanted to ask you, like, in terms of that, for the Haitian community, well, first, are you supporting anyone in your local city, county, state that's running for office right now?
Well, not at the moment, because the townships that do have like the prominent Afro-Americans that I could probably support, not just saying that I'm a support African-American, but I tend to support people that look like me, or if their agenda fits in with the alignment of what I want to live by, right? Mm-hmm. And so right now, I can't really say yes because I'm in South Orange, Maplewood, right? And so like I really don't really know who's moving what within that township. So to answer your question, no.
What about that young lady in Orange, Quintavia Hilbert, that is trying to run for mayor? Do you think she's gonna get the Haitian support to make that difference?
I wouldn't say yes. I wouldn't say no. If I knew much about who lived in the demographic within the city of Orange, I would be able to testify against that. But I can't really say. And I don't know how many Haitian people live within the city of Orange. I know, like, within the valley, there's
all in there. We're all in there. Hey, by the way, y'all, Miss Cassie is Haitian herself. Well, I am. She was born here in South Orange. No, Orange, sorry. She was born here, but she is of Haitian descent. Her parents are Haitian immigrants. And so she is definitely trying to be a loud voice for the Haitian community. So speaking of the Haitian community, I think we had this conversation already about how they're not as active when it comes to civic duties. So I wanted for you to kind of tell us the difference really between civic obligations and civic duties.
Okay, so but let's just talk about right now. Like, does it mean that just because we have a Haitian politician that all the Haitian voters should come out? Is that the only time that the Haitian politician is going to go seek the Haitian vote? You know, and how would they know what their civic duties are if they don't have people in their faces telling them, like, hey, civically, if I've been here for X amount of time, I do have X amount of rights, right? And so when we talk about the duties, when you come here, you need to learn what it is the rules and obligations, policies and procedures are for whatever land that you actually land on, right? And so the difference is knowing what your rights are when you come here, like your actual rights, your health rights, your educational rights, your public service rights, and so on and so forth. Now, do these Haitians know about these votes?
That's exactly where I was going.
Like, you know, what is it that they're looking for right now? Because there was a difference and a discrepancy within the voting. You know, at one point, all the seniors, we would target all the seniors. They would know to vote line A or whatever, or line B, right? And so they were kind of twisted a little bit. Their last voting and kind of messed them up. Do they know who to vote for, what name to look for? Can they even read that?
Can they even read that? Good question. As long as they were told, listen, go get this line, go do this, go do that, they were fine. And that was crazy because they were not including the young millennials, which is really where you want your, you know, voting powers to really lie. So my question is, the people who are like really new in the country, they don't even speak any English. How would they go about, or how should they go about figuring out what's happening in my town? How do I figure out who's my councilman or my councilwoman to even know to do these civic duties?
So how would they know? It probably would start from the home typically, right? If you don't have our Haitian community actively going to their council meetings, they won't know. But if you do come into a town, let's say most of the time I would hear that people come into Irvington because that's where it usually was flooded with a whole bunch of Haitian. You have to go to your city hall, you have to find out who it is. But typically within our culture, they don't teach them to go out there and find out, or have to search it. You make it a little bit harder for them. Who your council person and find out what ward you're in. If you don't know what ward you're in, you won't even know who.
I never knew what ward I was in for the longest. Like, those were not things we were taught when we first came into the country. Like, the main thing was speak the language.
Yeah.
A job, or if you were young, go to school. You know what I mean? Like, there was no one that came around to really like encase us and show us these routes. Like, you want to know who's your mayor. You want to know where you can get free assistance. You want to know, like, nobody was really, I don't know if the towns you're in, like Bloomfield, Maplewood, like, is there a sector that the Haitians automatically know to go to get those type of assistance, or they're still a little?
It's still trying to swim its way through. I know Bloomfield is trying to be a little bit more inclusive when it comes to Maplewood. Bloomfield to the millennials, Bloomfield is trying to be a little bit inclusive when it comes to the millennials, but I don't know much about the township of Maplewood. I know that culturally they're trying to intertwine it now, moving forward at this point. They're moving forward. They're trying to bring about more culture within that. That's what I do know. But you said something that I wanted to go back to. You were saying that when you come into this country, is just learn the language, right? But I also asked is why not read the language? Not just there's a lot of people who know how to speak it, but you can't read it because you adapt. You can hear. It's easy for you to hear and then just follow. So it's never ever go read or go to school. Go find a vocational school. Go try to do that. It's always come here, learn the language, and work. Why? Right, it's never ever enhancing on an education to understand why you have these civic rights and civic duties and what organizations you can tackle on into.
I agree. And it's like, even if you were to impound it on them, like some of the Haitians that do come here, they're a little older, so they may not really care to integrate themselves culturally like that. Some people, they come here for the better life. They come here to try and help out. Others just came because they were sent for, so right. they may not have the same desire to really establish themselves. And so I think, like, when you mix it with the Hispanics, like, everything's already in Spanish for them. I think some of the Haitians are just waiting for the same thing. And it's like, no, nobody's going to translate everything into Creole for you.
Right.
Right.
But they're working on it. They're working on it.
They're working on it. So
they're working on it. I'm actually working with an organization now that is doing things for mental health and is translation into Creole. And that's something that we do need, like, in the Haitian community. Mental health component is very, very serious, and it's an issue, but it's a factor that is denied and taboo within our culture because they don't believe in that.
Oh my gosh, girl, you just hit the So this would be a good time to really, like, I don't know, turn into yourself and really take a look and take a feel about where are you at mentally, right? Because I know a lot of us, like, if there's a little bit of or we try to figure it out ourselves. And if it's really bad, the Haitians will probably just, right. Like, your phone bagay there, right. know? And so this is something else we're also not addressing. I don't know why we don't like addressing things. At all. But this might have just been like a Black community thing, because even, if you were from back then, nobody was talking about mental health. Now it's an
yeah.
Go
ahead.
I'm saying, like, slowly but surely you were hearing of different illnesses like autism, Alzheimer's, like different things that, not necessarily is mental, but we were not having like huge awareness to just know to go find things. Even though you have good old Google that has information, but a lot of us Haitians, we're not sitting here reading all day. Like,
No,
just taking whatever information they give us. I think we're not doing the work for ourselves.
absolutely. And that ties into what you were saying about desire. And also when you were saying certain things about diagnosis and like zombies, just like if you were right with your left hand in Haiti, they wouldn't like that, right? They would try to beat it out
That's
of you. So
not
that way you're right.
true.
Your right hand, right? So some of those things can cause mental trauma as well that they didn't know that they can pose on the child, right? And being a lefty and working the left side of your brain, integration shows that, and statistics sometimes show that you might be a little smarter than the person that writes with the right, right? And when you talk about your desires and your values when they come in from a different country, if they don't see that, they won't push towards that. And oftentimes when you come in from a Haitian person to another Haitian person, when you come into the Haitian household, all you see is the mother going to work, coming back home, cooking, cleaning, and then that's it, going back to sleep. Sometimes she's going 13, 14, 15 hours, right? Barely seeing her children. So her children's trying to make it work that way. And so the desire is never ever to want to learn more or how to evolve as a Haitian community or any community, right? But we're targeting the Haitian community because it's Haitian heritage, right? And you don't see a little bit more progress in that respect.
You don't, and
yeah.
And it's so true. Like they work, not only are they working like from sunrise to sundown, it's also minimum wage. It's not like they'll ever really make all that big boatload of money to actually sit somewhere and enjoy life. You know, by then, if you're working minimum wage, you probably don't have all of that great health insurance, so you're not taking care of yourself. In that sense, or you don't want to lose the job to take off to even go see a doctor, a quick visit.
Right. So when you talk about health and you were talking about pain, and you could piggyback the pain and how we don't talk about pain, right? And so we also have that within the Haitian community where pain is like is non-existent. I still have to go through, I have to push through. That also can cause some type of mental dysfunction, because you should never ever be susceptible to pain and agree that pain is supposed to be that harsh to your body. And that's something that you're taught. And evolving part of it is like very, very low to a minimum when it comes to the Haitian culture. And that's something that they need to talk. That's why I was happy I came in contact with that organization. It tells you about like your space, your surrounding, people, places, things that you need to actually alleviate from your process in your day-to-day life in order to do so. And it's going to be translated in Creole. So I'll be sure to give that to you.
Ooh, okay. Did they mention anything about church in there, about don't go to church 7 days a week? Because it's another silent killer, to be honest. It's like it's supposed to be a community to help build you, but I find Haitian churches, they run all week. And it's like, where do you have the time for you, really? And then they're running all week, but they're not even getting money to help you out with anything. I have yet to see like a Haitian church. I don't know if you go to like American churches where sometimes they give away stuff. You might win a car. You might get your rent paid, for like a month or so. I've never really seen such movement in the Haitian community. So you're sitting here like, I'm barely making any money, and the little bit that I got, I'm giving you 10%.
Right.
Attempt to give as much of it as I possibly can. So I'm pouring into you, but the return is just, God is just gonna bless me.
Yeah, but what about the resources? What about the resources? They don't give any like resources, workshops, and even places to understand how to vote. Like maybe we should start with our churches, our pastors, or them finding people or linking to them, because when it comes time to vote, we do run to the churches.
They do.
Right. And so if you could teach us, at these churches, especially the Haitian churches, especially churches in Orange, let's talk about that, since you have somebody that's a politician, respected politician,
Quantavia Hilbert.
Hilbert.
Yeah, Hilbert. She's not Haitian actually, but she's married to a Haitian guy.
Okay.
So Hilbert comes in.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, if you have that, so that way these people who do go to church 7 days a week, so they can learn their duties, because a part of the reason why I am a part of the NAACP, the reason why we had that outlet to vote, for the segregation, but that's just another subject too.
Yeah. So how exactly did you get involved or become involved with the NAACP? That's very interesting.
Right. As a Haitian person, right, growing up in a Haitian household. So yes, in high school, in elementary school, they always teach us whatever history that they want to teach us and whatever it is that they want us to know. I've always been curious about like Black history, African American history, all histories around the world, but most important, Haitian history. I can't tell you a lot about Haitian history, but what I asked my parents and other Haitian adults, so I could learn a little bit more. But the reason why I got involved is because I saw how they did like Amadou Diallo. I
Mm.
saw what they did to a lot of immigrants growing up. I remember the parades that we participated in. What is it? When they were doing South Force Sidras, when they had a big march years ago, right, in New York City, and we marched for that, just for Haiti too. And we always came together. And that's what a lot of civil rights movements showcase, right? And here, as an African American Black woman, African American Haitian Black woman, I also want to advocate for rights, and I didn't know in what capacity. So I started attending meetings for the NAACP, but I didn't always start in Orange. I started in Newark, following them and doing them. And then I went into Orange. And as I got into East Orange, I saw what they were doing. And then I just gravitated to it. But my advocacy was always for health and my rights within the health realm.
Okay, that's excellent. That's a very good point, that you were active and you were seeking to do better. But how did you even find out that the NAACP was doing meetings here and there?
Again, I was introduced to it by someone in Newark. I can't remember that far back because it was about like 8 to 10 years ago. And she introduced it to me, so I sat in on the meetings. But I always wanted to sit in on a community that serves my community, like in South Orange, right? Where you don't see a lot of Afro-Americans prominent, and how that can help you within that area, because there's also challenges that I faced as well. And being a Haitian American in South Orange can cause us challenges also, because there's not that many resources. Whether you're coming in from Haiti, going into school, it's hard for the children. So these are things that also help me along the way.
Oh, wow. Okay. So then what's your ultimate goal now? Because you got like at least 4 or 5 cities under your belt. Are you trying to take over New Jersey? Is that the goal?
I mean, if we could get there, we actually service 11 cities with the Oranges and Maplewood, right? And the goal is to let New Jersey know about like health advocacy, and not just health, your education, your political, views, have people understand what to do when they come here, because when immigrants come here, they do need healthcare, right? They do need jobs. They do need education. They do need to understand what rights are given to them under however circumstances. So that's just the goal. Of course, I'm going to focus on immigrants, not to sound biased, but they don't know when they come here, just to, to help them and have some type of resource under their belt, but to actually steer them in the right way so they can do right, and have to advance and evolve and not stay stuck like our ancestors have done. It's our job, it's our turn to evolve, so that way we can show them the way as younger folks and not do the same things that they've done in the past.
Girl, kudos to you for doing this and stepping it up. I mean, like right now we have a lot of Haitians coming in, but they're coming in under the Biden program. Will this assistance that you're working on actually work out for them as well? Because I know with the Biden program, you get certain benefits automatically with it. Like you might get help with your SNAP, you might get the Medicaid, things of that nature. So
yeah, I've seen some people be successful within that program. I can't tell you much about it. I can't tell you to 100%, but I've experienced people be successful where they have health, where they're now working, education. It's actually pushing them forward. Now, what they do with it, I wouldn't know. I will hope that they use that, turn it around, and make it a better living for them. Actually stay in the U.S.
Yeah. Well, we're all here to get something. I was gonna ask you, do any politicians actually come, like, is backing up what you guys are doing in the community, or is
this as the NAACP?
Yeah.
Well, yes. Okay. There's a lot of them who participate, not even participate, but they're involved, and they see our involvement, and they want us to do more within the community and support our efforts as well. The towns do support us. I actually just did an infant mortality Black maternal health event within the township of Maplewood, and there was a lot of people who did come out that was from different parts of the community and within the city of South Orange and Maplewood. So yes, I would say that the towns want to see more involvement with culture.
I like that you guys are touching on a lot of things within the Black community, you know, like infant mortality, something else I was not even thinking about. Do you
Right.
guys do things like on gun control and drugs and things of that nature as well?
Yes, we actually do on a state level. Yes, they do. And if you do, certain cities do actually give some type. And when we talk about resources, I think that people are not informed correctly or forewarned, or
Hmm.
they just don't know where to go. So we do send out correspondences and have places for them to attend. And online, we have a lot of Zoom where people can sit down and get these resources as well. And we
Oh,
can talk about that too, because our Haitian culture don't know how to use a computer like that.
oh, talk about it. Yes.
That's another resource,
Yeah.
for them to do it. They're so accustomed to in-person movements that they don't know the online movements that occur.
Ouch, ouch. And I do try to tell, especially the Bidens, go to your library, go to your local library. They usually have, you know, different reading groups, different computer groups, different ESL classes you could take. Those are all free things. And so
Mhm.
you having this and sharing that is so awesome. I wanted to know too, if people were looking for information, do you have like a specific group that are just working with, or can somebody from random cities just call you up and say, hey, I'm looking for this and that, can you guide me to the right? You do that?
You can, but typically because I'm with the NAACP of Orange and Maplewood, I would direct them to that because we fall under different categories, right?
Ah,
There's different, like people share different reasons and different challenges that people face. So when I talk about education, you have an education chair. When you have political, like your legal actions, your legal redress chair. You
mhm.
have like your prison chair. You have chairs for students,
Ah,
you have
okay.
those. So I would always direct them to, the regular website, omnaacp.org for Oranges and Maplewood NAACP, and that's the 11 cities. But for me, when you come, if you want to talk about endometriosis,
Right.
you can contact me. Yes, Cassandra
Oh.
on Instagram, you can find me.
Yes, we will definitely have your contact info below, y'all. So just look for it in the description. We will definitely keep in touch. And we're actually running out of time. So I want to ask you this one last question.
Mhm.
It's an election year. Some of the Haitians that's coming up here, they're not even citizens yet. So they probably don't even care to go out and vote. Talk to the Haitian Americans who are citizens and who can vote. What advice do you have for them on this ultimate election year?
Okay, this is my advice to all of the Haitian Americans that can vote. When
Listen
you
up,
have
y'all.
the right, yeah, to do something, right? You have a right to do something. I would suggest that you pick up and do the right for yourself because we are quick to complain about what we don't have. And when we have the opportunity, we do a disservice to ourselves, right? And
Mhm.
I would say that you go into your communities and learn to support your fellow Haitian people and you support your fellow Haitian diasporas who may not speak the same Creole as you, but can be a resource in developing you, right? And telling you how you can get into a better situation in life, right? We don't have the tools for everything. We don't have the answers for everything, but we can also link you to someone that can help you and benefit you. So I would say go out, vote. Don't say your vote doesn't count because every vote counts. If you are passionate about getting a better life, get up, put your straps on, and get out there swinging. Okay,
Swing
that's
it.
yes,
And sweetheart,
swing.
I'm so happy you said this, Cassie, because back in the days in Haitian history, when
Yeah,
there was slavery, you had the freed slaves, right? Some of them were not all black. They were like French people who gave themselves up. They were called indentured servants. They gave
yeah,
themselves up for like up to 3 years to work as a slave. And once that time was up, they get a piece of land and they get to stay and chill in the country. So what happened was all of them wanted to have rights like the regular colonizers, right? But the regular colonizers did not want to associate them on the same level. So one
yeah.
way to keep them underneath was, yeah, you guys are free. Some of them were blacks too that got their freedom. yeah, you guys are free, but as long as you're not voting, we're okay.
Right.
As long as you're not becoming doctors, we're okay. So they had the land, they had the money, they had the freedom, but they had no voice.
They had no education.
No education, because at the end of the day, if you all they gave you was church and land, really. That's all you had. Right. So they gave you religion to keep you busy, but as long as you did not come in and trying to vote, trying to voice, and that was like, that's what really led up to the big revolt, because they kept on fighting for the freedmen to be on the same level, and they were not accepting that. So guys, I'm just saying that to let you know, you have to vote, because this is what we never had from back in the day.
Right.
Even women, we could not vote.
It's most recent.
For the, that's very recent. Yeah. So that means for one reason or another, if you could not have it, now you do, you should definitely take your chance up for it. And with that, I'm going to leave it up to you guys. Tuesday, I believe in Orange, New Jersey is voting time for Orange. November, come back out again. It's going to be serious voting time, y'all.
Yes, it will.
I thank you so much for coming through and sharing your love with us. So I think we should end this off, right?
I know, right?